Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am starting a series. It's a 4-part series where I will be using these Tim Holtz Ideology portraits. I purchased them at Hobby Lobby full price, $6.99. But if you're ever there or you plan to be there on a week when Tim Holtz is on sale, that would be awesome. I thought they were worth it at regular price. So I'm going through just kind of getting acquainted with all the faces, and I will be selecting 4 of these characters for some story cards. So in the month of May, you'll see 4 different cards that I'm making. Isn't she lovely? I love the light in her eyes. She's just cheerful and fun. I'm going to select 4 of these characters to make story cards this month. So in the month of May, you will see a video each week with one of these characters. This guy looks like a pilot to me, although he's not the one I chose. I did just try to get acquainted with them and maybe what some of their backgrounds might be. So let me introduce you to the characters I did choose. So these are the 4 that I picked and kind of picked a narrative for them. So that guy has a long history in the circus. And this little guy wants to be a marine biologist. She's an author. And the one down there on the bottom right is a baker. So in this video, we're going to start with the circus. I have supplies from all different companies. Okay, we've got Stampin' Up, Honeybee Stamps. This is a company that's no longer in business. I can't remember where that one's from. This is Hero Arts. And then I'm even bringing in a book page from this really wild book that I have. And it has some broadsides from like just interesting circuses and shows. It's really bizarre. Anyways, it had a broadside that I wanted to use as my background paper for this card. So the other thing about these cards that I'm going to be showcasing for you guys is that they're very detailed. There's lots of layers and different kind of processes or techniques that I'll be using. And essentially, I want to create stories with these characters where when you look at the card, you already get it. Like, no explanation needed. You understand the story. This concept is nothing new to card making. I think every time a card maker makes a scene or something, that's what they're doing. They're storytelling. Or they're creating a scene so that you can create the story. And I have been drawn to these portrait dolls ever since I saw Crafty Cat use them. Amy is so creative. I really enjoy her channel. I'll try to remember to leave it linked down below. A lot of the products that I'm going to be using in these cards aren't available anymore. They're old because my stash is old. I mean, I still get new stuff from time to time. I've honestly been shopping way too much lately. I don't know. I'm broken. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I'm going to stop and rein it back in. But anyways, a lot of my stash is just, it's older and that's fine. Or, I've been accumulating it for years. So, I know a lot of times people want us to use our stash, and I certainly do, but then that can be a little frustrating if you can't get the product and you really want it, because I get that. You watch a video and you're like, I want that thing. So, I'll try to, you can get the Tim Holtz dolls, they're current, and then you could combine it with anything in your stash. So it's really not about selling you any products. It's just about my creative process. This series, it's just about having fun. And I wanted to tangibly show you what I think my Collage Weekly Challenge that I've been doing, the Marguerite Miller Collage Weekly Challenge, what it has brought to my card making. So in January, I started doing the Marguerite Miller Challenge. It's something I've watched like Gail Agostinelli and Crafty Cat do for the last couple of years. And I was like, you know what? This is the third year of it. I was like, I'm going to jump on board. I'm going to commit and I'm going to do it. And we're 18 weeks in, so I've made 18 collages, and I can tell you that it is hands down one of the best things I've ever done for my card making. So, I just wanted to share that, and I wanted to tangibly express it through card making. So, I'm making 4 very involved cards, and that's why I decided not to do them all like in one video. I'm just going to break it up and have this series. But I just encourage you to maybe practice something like the Collage Weekly Challenge. If you don't like collage, if you don't like fussy cutting, things like that, that might not be the one for you. But I encourage you in paper crafting to try new things, even if you're like, I'm a card maker and I don't want to do anything else. Well, I understand. But, when we adventure out and try these other paper crafting skills like junk journaling and collaging, and then we come back to card making, it brings a layer of richness that I don't get from card making alone. And I'm speaking for myself. So anyways, this is kind of a testimonial video here about how the Collage weekly prompts have, I think, brought me into this type of card making, and I am here for it. I love it. I love it, love it. So let's get to some of the things that I'm doing. I'm using Tim Holtz embossing glaze here. So this is not an opaque, solid embossing powder, but instead these are transparent. So like for instance here, when I heat it up and it's fully formed, you're still going to be able to see the paper from behind it. I absolutely adore this product. I have about 12 of them, I think, in my stash in different colors, and I just love them. I think this is fossilized amber, the one I'm using today. And so now I have embossed that compass onto this broadside, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 5x7, which is the size of card I'm making today, and make this my background. It's going to cover the entire background of my card. I just thought it was perfect. So essentially what I'm doing today is building a story about this older gent who's kind of looking back over his life and his experiences and adventures. He had hopped onto the circus train as a young boy and he's gone on, many adventures which formed this very colorful life of his. So yes, I put an elephant on a circus card. I can't resist it. I know they're not in the circus anymore. I think that's a great thing that they're not in the circus anymore, but this is an old time thing, so there would have been elephants in the circus back then. In fact, I think he even became an elephant trainer at some point. So yeah, I just want to create a story on a card. And so I had this Ferris wheel stamp. I want to say that this is like Hampton Arts. It's just one of those brands that maybe Fisker's, Hampton Art, one of those inexpensive brands that you can find at your, I'd say Hobby Lobby or Joann's. I don't even know what Michael's carries anymore. I've never been all that impressed with their card making section, to be honest. So I don't typically shop there, but if that's all you got, go and check and see. I just don't know. But that's where that Ferris wheel came from. And then the ticket and this quote, which is just perfect for this card: adventures are the best way to learn. That's how this guy got all of his knowledge, was from life experience. He's streetwise. And, a bit of a carny. So That's the idea behind this. You will see me distressing my elements quite a bit in this card because, again, I'm wanting to give it that vintage feel, and I think it helps in collaging pieces like this. If you're going to distress one, kind of distress, maybe you don't have to distress them all. Like I'm not going to distress the Ferris wheel. There's parts of it I'm not going to distress, but other parts I am. And I think it helps with the continuity of things. It helps kind of tie things together and make it all look more uniform and purposeful. So like on the front of the card, I think that's all that I do distress. And then I'm going to start gluing everything down. You guys, I'm so excited about this series. Next week, we will be tackling the author card. And I'm telling you, because it's done, it's amazing. You're going to want to come back for that. The week after that, we're doing the marine biologist, another really cool card. And then the last week we will end with the sweet note on the baker. So I just can't wait to share these cards with you, especially because they're made already. But we're going to go week by week. I noticed the other day in my analytics, which honestly I don't pay much attention to, that 40% of my viewers aren't subscribed yet. If this is the kind of content that you like, I encourage you to subscribe and hit the notification bell because you'll want to see the other 3 cards. If you like this one, which is kind of the most basic, the jumping off point, you're definitely going to want to see the next 3. I'm just saying. And I would love to have you here. This is a place for everyone, women and men, and just everyone's invited here. Everyone is welcome. I invite you to this craft table, this virtual craft table, and sit down and enjoy yourself. And I hope you find inspiration. That's always my goal. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give an official welcoming and invitation here. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when my next videos post. Back to the card, I am popping up just a couple of elements here. I pop up the elephant as well as the sentiment, and all of the cards that I'm making in this series, I really like to make sure the insides of my cards are decorated. And so the insides are going to be decorated on these as well. So this is the front, and the front is done. There's no other embellishments or anything that I feel like this card really needs. Of course, other things could be added, but I just felt like it was finished. Aren't those elephants amazing? I am so glad I invested in those Hero Arts animal layering sets. Those were years ago. And I actually went on to see if I could find any of them to link down below, and they're just not really around anymore. I don't know how many years ago that was that they put those out, but maybe you can find something similar. Maybe you already have them. You're like me and you already bought them up and have them in your stash. But yeah, I just really love them. They're pieces I just couldn't part with. I would never destash. So here I am stenciling inside of the card, and you can tell I went a little bit over the edge with my chunky brush there, and I'm not going to worry about it. I don't worry about perfection anymore. Of course, I want to make something of high quality and something beautiful, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And so the fact that I went over the edge, it kind of reminds me of street art, when like graffiti artists use stencils and they go over the edge and you see a little bit of that outline of the stencil itself. So it doesn't actually bother me because it makes me think of that. And I loved this sentiment as well, fearlessly authentic. I think that is a beautiful thing, to be fearlessly authentic, because we are all unique, every single person and their story, and to just have the courage to be ourselves, is a really beautiful thing. So I love this card. It is finished. Let's take the final look at it. It is so cool. I really do love it. And I really genuinely just can't wait to show you guys the next few cards in this series. I hope it's a series that you'll enjoy here on my channel. I know a lot of you enjoy card making, and so I'm giving you something a little extra special. At least I feel so, and I hope you do too. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please hit that bell so you'll be notified, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.